What's up, everybody? Thank you for clicking on the link. This is Fair Play, and this is finally my review for last week's episode of Greenleaf S2E7 Born to Trouble. You know, I had forgotten that I even had to record this review or recap. And Empires as well. But, since I said that I was going to finish what I started and I'm going to get all the episodes up, I am doing that. I'm getting caught up, of course, since the new episodes come out tomorrow. So let's get started, shall we? Episode 7. Here we go. So the episode begins with Gigi having a nightmare that she's in the backseat of a car that's being driven by someone, just like when she first came back to Greenleaf in season 1, episode 1. 1 minute Sophia is there in the car with her, and then the next minute she's not. Then suddenly, instead of the other man driving the car, there's Mac driving the car. And he turns around and he looks at Gigi, and she asks him, "What did you do to her?" And Mac asks her, "What did you do?" So at that point, Gigi wakes up. She's breathing really hard, scared and everything, because like I said, it was a nightmare. Okay, so that same morning, Gigi gets up and goes downstairs, and she joins Lady May and the bishop for breakfast. Now, they're prepping for Faith's upcoming 1-year anniversary of her death. They're having a memorial service for her, and the bishop tells Gigi that her mother is very fragile right now while she's making all these preparations. I guess he's warning Gigi not to upset Lady May, because she's always seems to upset Lady May with things she says. Well, anyway, Gigi asks Mac, she asks both of them if perhaps Mac may have used any other means, like the church scholarship award program that they mentioned last week, to pay off last season, to pay off any of his victims. She said she needed to find somebody who would testify against Mac before his deferred adjudication arrangement ends. You know, she says there's been no new evidence, but she needs something on him. She's becoming frantic and she's panicking. So the bishop and Lady May told Gigi that they already told her everything that they knew, and they told the police everything that they knew. So at this point, Lady May is frustrated. She gets mad with Gigi because, of course, she keeps bringing it up, and Lady May, frankly, is tired of it. So she tells Gigi that she needs to pray for Mac's soul, that he may have evaded the worldly law, but he definitely won't be missing hell. So Lady May leaves the house because her and the bishop are on their way somewhere anyway. So she runs on out the house. She tells the bishop, she says, "I'll be in the car waiting." So she walks out in haste. Okay. Then the bishop looks over at Gigi and he tells her to be still, child, until Faith's memorial is over. They can't seem to understand why Gigi won't leave it alone. So meanwhile, May and Bishop are in the car. After breakfast, they're in the car, and Mac happens to call. And the reason he called May's phone, he didn't expect her to answer, but she did, because she's been dodging his phone calls. But he told her he was calling to offer his condolences. And, since he supposedly did what he did, that's strange. And Lady May is like, "You really don't think you did anything, do you?" And he said, "I didn't do anything to Faith." Y'all, you know what? I'm starting to believe that Mac is innocent. And I'm believing that he may have been covering up for somebody, but who, I don't know. So the next thing you know, Mac and his new girlfriend are being shown, and they live together. She knows all about what's going on, and now she knows all about what's going on with Mac, and she's there supporting him like a good girlfriend does, She tells him he's a good man and he's getting better all the time. So then she kisses Mac on the cheek, and she's getting ready to go to work or somewhere because she's got on a uniform. But when she's walking out the door, it looked like to me, y'all, that Mac wiped his face like he don't like her. When she kissed him, it's like he was trying to wipe her kiss off. Maybe I misunderstood or misinterpreted that, but that's exactly what it looks like. And to me, it doesn't even look like Mac wants her. Does he even like her for real, or is he just fronting? Because I know his money is getting low and he needed somebody to help him pay them bills, but I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comments. So anyway, meanwhile, Gigi is talking to the lady detective in her office back at the church. The detective tells her that Mac will probably win this thing, and he'll probably get off because the judge is going to rule on his deferred adjudication case next week, and they have nothing on him so far. So of course Gigi is pissed. She seems like she's mad with the detective, but of course she's not. The detective tells Gigi that she may have one last chance to get Mac. She tells Gigi about the young girl, you know the one, Michaela, from last season, the one that actually spent the night over his house one night, and that we suspect that he may have done something to the girl, but we're not sure. Her name is Michaela. And so this detective tells her that she lives in Mac's building, and her and Mac were, quote unquote, very friendly. So the detective shows Gigi a picture of the girl so that she could go and see her. Well, meanwhile, Basie and Jacob are in Basie's office with the church secretary or accountant or something, and they're actually going over the church's finances, which is in trouble. The church's finances are problematic right now. And she tells them that they need a large sum of money quickly so that they can pay all their bills in a hurry. So after the lady leaves the office, Basie suggests to Jacob that they play another poker game. And Jacob doesn't want to play poker anyway. He didn't like gambling the last time he did it. So he suggests that they stop building on Triumph 2. And instead, Bishop, he tells Basie that he doesn't want to do it anymore. He says, why don't we just cancel this building project? Let's just stop. Because it's causing too much trouble and it's costing too much money. But of course, Basie is erratic and crazy at this point, and he insists that he's going to give Jacob that church that he promised him, and he's not going to stop gambling. That's just it. Jacob might as well leave it alone. All right. Meanwhile, Kevin and Charity are signing their divorce papers. They're finished signing them, and Kevin looks up and asks Charity if she's happy now. And surprisingly, she says no. She's not happy. I'm convinced that girl don't know what she wants. But I think I see what's going on. I really see, and I'll mention that later on in this review. Okay. So then the bishop brings Charity her CDs, because we know she's made some music and she's done her CDs up. She's picked her cover art and everything. And so they are actually finished with the production of her CDs. They hot off the press and they have shipped a box to the church. So the bishop brings them to her. And then Charity looks at her album cover and she realizes that she has chosen a picture of the lake that Faith drowned herself in. Now, she thinks that that's going to be a problem for everybody, but the bishop tells her that it's not. It's okay. So Charity then tells the bishop that she's now a divorced woman officially. So the bishop hugs her. Charity's crying, and she feels like everything that she does goes wrong. But the bishop encourages her with his kind words, because we know he's good at lifting people up. He's very charismatic, okay? Meanwhile, Gigi goes to Mac's old apartment building to catch up with that young girl, Michaela. So she goes to the security guard and she asks, who is a lady that's working in the lobby. She asks her if she knows who this girl is and how she can find her. The guard is very reluctant to help Gigi at first, but Gigi convinces her to help by telling her about Mac and what he did to her sister Faith, which led to Faith committing suicide, and how he may have done the same thing to this young girl in the building. So eventually the guard feels compassion for Gigi, and she tells Gigi more about the girl. And she also tells Gigi that Mac's relationship with the girl was a little bit more than just friendly. She let Gigi know that she spent a couple of days at Mac's apartment, but she didn't think much of it. And she also tells Gigi what time the girl gets out of school, which is about 4 o'clock that evening, and she can catch her then. Okay. Meanwhile, Mac goes and meets up with the deputy mayor. His name is Mayor Leonard. Mac hands him an envelope full of money. He says it's the last of his savings, and apparently Mac is paying off the judge. This is how Mac has gotten off with this deferred adjudication situation. He's paying the judge off. So Mac tells the mayor that he needs a job, and the mayor tells him, good idea, get one. It's obvious that this mayor does not like Mac. He doesn't care for him, and he doesn't want to be bothered with him. So when Mac tells him that he needs a job, and the mayor tells him, that's good, get one. The mayor tells Mac that he's already stuck his neck out enough for him and that judge, and that let him go. And you can tell he's pretty perturbed with Mac at this point. So then Mac bribes the mayor and tells him that he's got information on him and that he knows he can tell on him. So he threatens the mayor. And so the mayor then eventually tells him that he'll see what he can do about getting him a job. Meanwhile, Charity goes to Kevin's office one day, and he asks her what she wants, and she's very offended at his attitude, and she says that they need to be friends. They need to be friends since they're working together. And the reason he really had an attitude at that moment, because he was on the computer trying to find him somewhere to stay, because right now he's living in a hotel again. And he tells her that, and he says that it's not true that they have to work together, really. And so Charity reminds him, though, yes, we do. We're in the same building. So then Charity asks Kevin if he's planning on quitting, and he tells her not just yet. Charity then asks him if he's planning on coming to Faith's memorial service that weekend. He tells her no, because she done told her parents that he was gay, and why would he want to come there with them knowing that? So then she says, okay, well, do you want to hang out with your son? Do you want to hang out with baby Nathan during the ceremony? basically she need him to babysit. But anyway, Kevin says yes, he's happy to do it, of course, because that's his son. He wants to spend time with him. All right, so then the next thing you know, Gigi is waiting on the young girl back at the building. Her name is, again, Michaela. Michaela comes, she's arrives from school. Gigi talks to her about Mac a little bit, and she tells her she actually wants to ask her some questions. The girl thinks she's in trouble, but Gigi tells her, no, you're not in trouble. I just want to talk to you. So Gigi takes her somewhere. They go get in the car, and she talks to her about Mac, and she tries to get this girl to tell her or share what Mac did to her, whether he did something sexual to her or not. But this young girl is acting really strange and really secretive, and she's even sort of tearing up a little bit, but she gets a little scared. But she tells Gigi that Mac has done nothing to her. She denies any wrongdoing, and she said that he's a nice man, and she knows about his alleged charges that he's got, and she feels like she knows that he was not convicted. And she feels like he wasn't convicted because he done told her that he wasn't convicted. But Gigi corrects her. He says, no, he was convicted. He's just not in jail right now. So, of course, Michaela's a little bit upset. And y'all, I don't know, but it looked to me like Michaela kind of likes Mac a little bit. I don't know what it is, but is she attracted to him or something? I don't get it. Somebody please help me out with that one. Anyway, after her and Gigi meet, Michaela actually called Mac and told him about Gigi questioning her. She acts to me like she wants Mac, especially with her calling him like that. Now, while Mac is on the phone with her, his nosy, insecure girlfriend walks in the apartment and asks who he's talking to. So he lies to her and tells her that it's his lawyer. I said that because Mac's girlfriend, I'm not saying that she shouldn't be nosy and she shouldn't be watching, but she's very nosy and sort of controlling. And you'll see why later as I keep talking about her. So anyway, he lied to her and he told her that it's his lawyer. Meanwhile, Basie and Jacob go to meet the fellows, including Deputy Mayor Leonard, for the poker game. The mayor pulls Jacob to the side and tells him that Mac is asking him for a job and that he intends to help him because it's the Christian thing to do. But we all know that Mac has bribed him into helping him with the job. So then Jacob tells him, man, don't do it. The mayor insists that he should help Mac. But then Jacob slams him up against the wall and threatens to hurt him if he helps the man that molested his daughter. That molested his sister, So then, meanwhile, May and the bishop are looking through some old family photos one night when Gigi finally gets home. So the bishop invites Gigi to sit down and look at these pictures with him, but she declines. She says, no, I'm good. I'm all right. She wants to go on upstairs. She don't feel like being bothered. But then Gigi says that she would rather not because she's upset and she feels powerless in this whole situation. So Lady May once again gets mad and she goes off on Gigi about saying that she feels powerless. And then Lady May mentions to Gigi that, you know what I've been through? I've been through a lot. I've endured a lot. And Gigi asks Lady May, what have you endured? So then Lady May gets quiet and she says, obviously not half as much as you've endured, obviously. She got smart with her. So anyway, she backs off. And then the bishop doesn't say anything. Meanwhile, Basie is over at the poker game, and it looks like so far he's winning, and he's talking much trash and using Bible scriptures as usual. Now, back to Mac and his nosy girlfriend. They come back home after dinner that night. Mac gets a text while he's in the restroom, and that nosy, insecure, controlling girlfriend of his, this is why I call her controlling and nosy, is because she checking his phone. That's his phone. I just hate stuff like that. I hate when people dig through people's personal items, their phones, and violate their personal space, y'all. It just bothers me. So that's why I call her insecure and controlling. Anyway, she checks his phone and she sees a text saying something about my mom is tripping. And she takes it and she confronts Mac and asks Mac who it's from. Because remember now, she remembers what Gigi told him about being a pedophile. So she's like, who is this? And so Mac is like, what are you talking about? But then he lies and says it's from Sophia when actually it's from Michaela. So he tells his girlfriend, go ahead and call her. Call her if you don't believe me. Call her. You'll see it's Sophia. And the girlfriend questions him. She's like, you mean to tell me you talk to Sophia? Y'all text each other? He's like, yeah, because she know her mama crazy. Anyway, so the girlfriend accepts his excuse and she eventually lets it go. Meanwhile, back at the poker game, the stakes are really high. There's big money on the table. I'm talking about thousands of dollars. And so what happens is Basie thinks he's winning, but he winds up losing. And he loses a lot of money this time. Jacob was like, after the game was up, he's hurt. Basie is upset and hurt. Jacob is devastated. And after the game, Jacob is like, that was the church's money you